Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Adam Pearce issues a statement after Randy Orton RKO's him at WWE Crown Jewel. At WWE Crown Jewel, Randy Orton made a dramatic return, sending shockwaves through the WWE Universe by delivering a surprise RKO to none other than WWE official Adam Pearce. While Orton's return thrilled the crowd, it left Pearce, along with fans and WWE superstars, reeling. The fallout was immediate, with speculation swirling around Pearce's response and what this move might mean for the power dynamics within WWE. Finally, Pearce addressed the WWE Universe, releasing a statement that gave insight into his perspective on the incident, his plans moving forward, and his feelings about Orton's sudden re-emergence. In his statement, Adam Pearce stood in front of a packed audience and addressed the chaos that had erupted. His expression was a mixture of controlled fury and frustration, a rare look from the usually composed WWE official. Cameras captured every moment as Pearce began to speak, determined to set the record straight and respond to Orton's shocking ambush. "Ladies and gentlemen," Pearce began, his voice steady but laced with intensity. "As you all saw at WWE Crown Jewel, Randy Orton returned, and he made quite an impact I felt firsthand." The crowd, watching from arenas and living rooms worldwide, held its breath, waiting for what Pearce would say next. He continued, "Let's get one thing clear. I respect Randy Orton. I've known him for years. I know his reputation, I know his legacy, and I understand what he's capable of in that ring. But at Crown Jewel, Randy Orton crossed a line. This wasn't just another RKO. This was a deliberate act of defiance and disrespect, aimed squarely at me as an authority figure in WWE." Pearce paused, letting his words sink in. The RKO had not only left him physically rattled, but it had sent a message that Orton was not willing to play by anyone's rules, least of all those set by Pearce himself. Fans were already buzzing about the possible motivations behind Orton's actions. Was this a personal vendetta, or was Orton simply making a statement about his return? For the past few years, I've worked to maintain order in WWE, to make sure that every superstar who steps into that ring knows that there are rules that are there to protect them and their opponents. And it's my job to enforce those rules. Randy, however, made it clear he doesn't care about rules or about respect. He wants to do things his way, and he'll take down anyone who stands in his path." The crowd erupted in a mixture of boos and cheers. Orton's Viper persona had always been unpredictable and dangerous, and this recent attack showed that he had no intention of changing his approach. Pearce, however, was resolute. "Randy's RKO may have been meant to intimidate me," Pearce continued, a hint of a smirk playing on his face. "But if he thinks that's going to keep me from doing my job, he's sorely mistaken." Pearce's words dripped with a mix of determination and challenge, signaling that he wasn't about to let Orton's surprise attack go unanswered. Fans could sense that this incident had stirred something in Pearce, pushing him to show a rarely seen side of himself. While Pearce had always worked as an authority figure behind the scenes, this was different. He was now embroiled in an on-screen conflict with one of WWE's most volatile superstars. "As a WWE official, it's my responsibility to ensure order and discipline within our ranks. Randy may believe he's beyond reproach, but I assure you that's not the case. I will not tolerate superstars attacking officials to get what they want. So I'm putting Randy Orton on notice." The crowd's energy was palpable. The WWE Universe was divided. Some rallied behind Orton, who had long been a fan favorite, while others sided with Pearce, applauding his resolve to hold Orton accountable. Pearce paused and took a breath before continuing. "And to everyone in the locker room who might be watching, understand this. Actions have consequences. Randy Orton will face repercussions for his actions at Crown Jewel. I've already spoken to the WWE higher-ups, and we're in discussions about the appropriate response to this blatant disregard for authority. The idea of possible punishment for Orton was intriguing to fans, who speculated what this could mean. Would Orton face suspension, fines, or possibly even an in-ring confrontation with Pearce himself? Though Pearce had retired from active competition, his background as a former wrestler left the door open for a physical response. Pearce's next words only fueled the speculation. "Some of you might be wondering if I'll step into the ring myself," Pearce acknowledged, meeting the crowd's gaze with a fierce expression. "If necessary, I'll do whatever it takes to defend my authority and the integrity of WWE. If Randy wants to challenge me, he'll find that I'm not just a man in a suit. I may be the general manager, but I've got more than enough fight left in me." The WWE Universe erupted, thrilled by the prospect of Pearce lacing up his boots once again. Fans remembered his wrestling days fondly and knew he had the skills to back up his words. If he was serious, Pearce versus Orton could be a compelling showdown, one that would bring Pearce's authority and Orton's defiance into direct conflict. As the statement concluded, Pearce wrapped up with a final pointed message. "Randy Orton," he said, his tone hard as steel, "if you're listening, know this: you may be the Viper, but I'm not afraid of your bite. You picked a fight, and now you're going to face the consequences." With those words, Pearce's statement set the WWE Universe ablaze with anticipation. Fans speculated endlessly, some convinced that Pearce and Orton were headed for a physical clash, while others debated the extent of Orton's punishment. Social media exploded, with hashtags like #OrtonSpears and #CrownJewelFallout trending worldwide. In the days following his statement, backstage reports circulated that Pearce had indeed taken his grievances to WWE executives, demanding swift action against Orton. Meanwhile, Orton, known for his elusive presence, maintained silence, fueling the mystery surrounding his motives. Some insiders suggested Orton might not take Pearce's threat seriously, expecting WWE to treat him leniently given his status. But others believed Pearce's dedication to enforcing discipline would mean that this conflict was far from over. And as rumors of a possible match began to spread, fans could hardly wait to see how the situation would unfold. As the days went by, the tension only grew. Pearce's bold stance had elevated him from a behind-the-scenes authority to a central figure in WWE's narrative, and Orton's return had reestablished him as a major player in the company's landscape. This wasn't just about a single RKO. This was about power, respect, and the question of who truly had the upper hand in WWE. When Pearce appeared on Raw the following week, he was greeted by chants of "Fight Orton" from fans who had grown invested in the story. And while Pearce had yet to announce any concrete consequences for Orton, the tension was unmistakable. WWE officials were already teasing that Orton's next appearance could be a showdown for the ages. In the end, Pearce's statement was more than just a response to an RKO. It was a declaration of his authority and a warning to the entire roster that actions would have consequences. As for Orton, his silent defiance hinted that he was ready for whatever came next, setting up what could be one of the most explosive rivalries in WWE history. Only time would tell how this confrontation would evolve, but one thing was certain: the WWE Universe was in for an unforgettable clash between the calm, rule-bound authority of Adam Pearce and the unyielding chaos that Randy Orton brought with him.